Both as an artist and a judo instructor, Fernando Araujo leads a respectable life. However, he is dissatisfied and believes that he is still seeking his calling. He takes a break for a smoke one night as it pours heavily as he returns home. Fernando finishes and throws out the cigarette, which slowly disappears into a sewer near the Bank of Rio. He goes down the sewer out of curiosity, and all of a sudden a crazy idea comes to him. Fernando suggests robbing the bank when he meets his friend Sebastian, a civil engineer, the following day. It turns out that Sebastian is struggling financially, so he is open to the idea. However, he estimates that the plan would require a lot of money, tools, and cars. As a result, Fernando begins his search for a funder and meets Debaza, his other friend. Unfortunately, the latter also lacks cash, so he advises Fernando to visit his friend the thief, Mario. After that, the camera pans to Mario, who steals money from a safe after sneaking into an office at night. He doesn't even look worried during the ordeal, indicating that such minor robberies come easily to him. Fernando presents his idea to Mario the following day at a cafe. The master thief initially shows no interest, but Fernando persuades him by stating that if the heist is successful, he will never steal again. After that, Fernando takes him back to the same spot and inserts a measuring tape into the manhole just outside the bank. Additionally, he takes Mario to the sewers to locate the tape's bottom. Fernando declares that they are 18 meters away from becoming millionaires after doing some calculations. Fernando, Mario, and Debaza all get together in the following scene to talk more about the heist. Even though they intend to dig a tunnel into the bank, all of its rooms are equipped with motion sensors. However, Fernando asserts that motions only detect temperature shifts rather than movements. As a result, he has constructed a suit from a sleeping bag that can assist them in concealing their temperature. The only issue at this point is that he does not know how to unlock the bank vault. Therefore, the group decides to expand their investigation the following day. Before going inside with Sebastian, Fernando takes pictures of the bank's parking lot behind the building. Fernando takes pictures of the foyer while the latter pretends to open an account. Sadly, he is apprehended quickly, and security arrives. Fernando makes a hasty attempt to leave, but security catches up to him and takes him to the basement for questioning. Surprisingly, all of this was planned. Fernando takes advantage of this opportunity to observe the safe deposit box room closely. In the meantime, the security guards check all of his things, including the camera, but they don't find any evidence and let him go with some reluctance. After that, it becomes clear that Fernando was successful in removing the camera's memory card. Fernando and Sebastian use their memories and the pictures later to create the bank's floor plan. Fernando then devises a strategy to enter the bank through the small room. They then use a bicycle to calculate the number of times the tire rotates to determine the distance between the manhole and the bank. Fernando calculates the angle at which they must dig up the tunnel the following day using his knowledge of geometry to reach the bank. In addition, it is revealed that the group's plans to steal money are insured, so no one but the bank will suffer a loss. Fernando and the others enter the sewer late that night and begin excavating the tunnel. They hire another man by the name of Alberto the following day to handle the getaway vehicle. Fernando and his team have yet to unlock 400 lockers. They initially consider using a blowtorch, but it would take them 7 hours and 1.5 minutes to complete each box. Fernando therefore suggests renting a locker and carefully studying it, but from a different bank branch. Mario rents a safety deposit box from a different bank branch the following day. He keeps a close eye on the lock as he opens it. After that, Mario and his accomplice steal a getaway vehicle and wait outside Alberto's house for him. They are approached by police shortly thereafter. Fortunately, Alberto and his wife arrive and inform the officer that they are friends, which calms the panicked pair down. The group continues to dig the tunnel, but one day an accident causes them to break the drill. Mario is furious because Fernando ignores the incident and plans to purchase a new drill, even though Mario has already invested a significant amount of money in the project. Fernando goes to his girlfriend later that evening, and the two of them look at the stars together. Since it takes years for the light to reach Earth, they discuss how they are looking back at the history of the stars. Despite our belief, they have vanished. Fernando gets an idea as a result of this, and he immediately goes to Mario's house. He hears from Fernando that he has the answer. He asserts that the bank is adequately protected both when it is open and when it is closed, but the measures differ. In order to avoid the tunnel heist and cash theft, the bank has effective security measures. However, they lack a measure to prevent them from occurring simultaneously. Fernando intends to avoid alarm and motion sensors by entering the bank from the front during working hours when the safety vault is open. The police will get the impression that they are petty cash thieves because of this. Fernando wants to trick everyone into thinking they're leaving from the front door so the police won't even think about a tunnel escape. Mario is delighted and in love with the concept after hearing all of this. After that, the camera pans to the day of the heist. To cover up their fingerprints, everyone puts glue on their fingers. Sebastian enters the bank to complete his work after being dropped off by the sewer, while Fernando and the others enter the bank disguised before putting on their masks. Fernando and Alberto take over the ground floor, while Mario and Dabaza move up to the first floor shortly thereafter. They simultaneously pull out their weapons and instruct everyone to lie down. From the CCTV room, a security guard observes the incident and immediately notifies the police. After that, it becomes clear that Fernando is listening in on the conversation through his walkie-talkie. While Alberto goes to lock the parking gate, Mario tells the cashier to put the money in a bag. When the police finally get there, Fernando holds a civilian hostage with a gun after seeing this. He then says that if the police try to break into the bank, he will kill the man. Fernando then returns inside and informs his companions that the initial stage has been completed. When Mario hears this, he holds a woman hostage with a gun and orders the CCTV room security guard to surrender. Mario takes his gun's magazine and mobile phone before being released outside after the guard reluctantly agrees. The group then disables all of the bank's cameras. Fernando moves a cabinet into the small room. Sebastian breaks through the wall on the other side and uses the tunnel to enter the bank. The two then head to the vault, grab some tools from their car, and begin putting the machine together. After that, a flashback reveals that Sebastian had constructed a cannon power machine that could break the lock in 7 seconds. After that, Sebastian and Fernando start breaking into all of the lockers, prompting everyone to set a timer on their watches. Meanwhile, the hostages' families, the media, and the police congregate outside the bank. The security guard is contacted by the police captain, who learns about the inside situation. In another location, Fernando and Sebastian are still attempting to open the lockers when they suddenly hear the police scaling the roof. On the guard's phone, which he had earlier taken, Mario then receives the captain's call. Fernando made Mario practice the art of negotiation because he had also prepared for this scenario, as revealed by a flashback. Back in the present, Mario commands the captain to clear the terrace of all forces, threatening to kill the civilians. The captain agrees, but he secretly sends 2 snipers into the building next door. After that, he inquires about Mario's demands, to which Mario responds that he wants to speak with the district attorney. He asks the captain for 1 hour of time and the captain agrees to meet his demand. In the meantime, Fernando and Sebastian have already gained access to a number of lockers and retrieved a significant amount of cash, gold, and other priceless ornaments. The situation is evaluated by the police outside. The parking lot and the main gate are the only 2 ways to enter the bank. However, they are unaware of any information regarding the hostages' location. They also come to the conclusion that it is just an attempt at robbery. The captain calls Mario once more and asks him to surrender after a while. He asserts that the burglars will get away with a light sentence because no one has been harmed thus far. Additionally, the captain offers to find him a lawyer. Mario responds by stating that he will discuss it with his associates. Fernando and Sebastian continue to break into lockers as helpless police stand outside. The old hostage's phone starts ringing at that exact moment, and it becomes clear that today is her birthday. After that, Mario wishes her a happy birthday while Dabaza gives her a chocolate from another hostage. The snipers, as they observe them celebrate the woman's birthday, inform the captain, surprising him. In the meantime, Mario gives the woman away as a present for her birthday. He then tells the captain, leaning against a window, that he has been in prison for 15 years and will only surrender if the DA promises him a light sentence. When the captain hears this, he tells the sniper to back off, and Mario runs away from the window. After that, it becomes clear that he was in fact evaluating whether the police would shoot him. The DA talks to Mario shortly after arriving. Surprisingly, the latter refuses to speak with the DA and begins hurling insults at him. After that, Mario wants to talk to his lawyer instead. However, Mario gives the hostage's phone number to the captain when he asks for the lawyer's number. Then, he uses a different voice and pretends to be his lawyer as he talks to the DA. He gives his friends who break in more time this way. Then, Mario stays all prisoners on the main floor while Fernando and others at long last beginning shipping their plunder through the passage. After that, Mario turns off his phone, which makes the captain wonder if he really intends to surrender. He notices the manhole at that exact moment, and he realizes that the burglars have found a different way to get away. Fernando, on the other hand, transports the loot to the boats and stores all of the weapons in the vault for the police. Fernando didn't want to hurt any civilians, so a flashback reveals that all the weapons are actually toys for kids. Finally, Mario enters the small room with Fernando and leaves the hostages on the first floor. All of the terrified hostages pick up their phones and call their relatives outside as soon as he does this. While another troop storms into the bank from the front, the captain also sends a troop into the sewer. Fernando and Mario quickly get rid of any trace of the tunnel and get in the boat with the others. Fernando had also anticipated the police finding out about the sewer, according to a second flashback. As a result, they had already constructed a dam to raise the level of the water, allowing them to motorboat in the opposite direction. The captain moves on to the small room and eventually the tunnel entrance, where a bomb is preventing access. However, he quickly discovers that the weapons and bomb are fake. The thieves have already managed to flee, so it is too late for the captain to intervene. Fernando and the group, on the other hand, escape the scene in their getaway vehicle and destroy all of their gear. They then, at that point, go to Alberto's home and separation the plunder similarly among themselves. The group appears to be living their best lives after several months. However, Alberto's wife discovers his infidelity one day. She reports him to the police because she is so enraged by this that she identifies him as one of the bank robbers. Consequently, each of the thieves is apprehended one at a time. Once more, the movie flashes forward 7 months. Fernando is greeted by Mario in his expensive car upon his release from prison. After that, it becomes clear that Fernando had also prepared for the possibility of them being caught. He made the deliberate suggestion that they use toy weapons to avoid harming anyone and obtain lighter sentences. Because the bank doesn't keep track of the money and other items in the safety deposit boxes, Fernando and other people also get to keep a lot of their loot. Although the police only recovered $1.17 million and 8 kilograms of jewelry, the bank estimated that the lockers contained $25 million worth of cash and jewelry. The police were unable to build a strong case against the criminals because there was no official record of the items in the lockers, so they were essentially given a slap on the wrist. Thanks for watching my videos. Please hit that like button and do not forget to subscribe to my channel.